The 13th expedition for No Man's Sky is titled Adrift. It is running until July 15th, 2024 and will probably come back in December. I have made this guide to show you how I do the expedition. It certainly isn't the only way to accomplish it, but it is the fastest method I have used, and I have ran it 4 times. This intro is recorded on PSVR 2, but the rest of the video is recorded on PCVR through SteamVR. Some of the cooler rewards are this ship, called Iron Vulture, this pet, and these broken ship decorations, which I think look really cool on the ocean floor near my underwater base. There are a lot of steps, and I tried to make it as quick as possible, but it still ended up being a pretty lengthy video. Okay, let's jump in. Anytime you see a whispering egg, use the mining beam on it and steal the larval core. You can use your jetpack to evade the attacks of the swarm. You can see this egg icon with your visor to find whispering eggs. This red icon shows you where hungry tendrils are, and the white ship icon shows you where your starship is. Mine at least 45 dihydrogen from these blue crystals. You will need it to make deuterium later. Grab these red oxygen plants as you come across them. I suggest scanning this one mineral so that you can get extra oxygen as you collect ferrite dust. I use the bolt caster to kill these hungering tendrils. You will need to kill 8 total, which will usually take 2 nests. Approaching your ship unlocks the Alone in the Dark milestone. Use life support gel when you have it instead of oxygen when your life support system gets low. If you get lucky and your starship is near a building, collect the whispering eggs around the building. Do this with any building you come across until you have completed stirring the nest. Be careful though, the swarm doesn't like you stealing their eggs. Make sure to chart all waypoints you come across. On the first planet this will mainly be buildings, and you probably won't find more than 2. Be sure to square up your technologies and their enhancements, as they give each other bonus boosts when they are touching sides. To fix your starship's pulse engine, you will need a harmonic seal and metal plating. A harmonic seal requires 30 oxygen, metal plating requires 50 ferrite dust. To fix the launch thruster, you need 45 deuterium, made by refining silicate dust and dihydrogen, and 50 magnetized ferrite, which can be made by refining ferrite dust to pure ferrite and then pure ferrite to magnetized ferrite, or it can be mined from a magnetized ferrite node. You will need the personal refiner to fix the launch thruster, and in order to install it you will need the advanced laser, which you get plans for by finding your ship and collecting the reward for Alone in the Dark. The advanced mining laser requires a hermetic seal, 120 copper, and 20 metal plating. Mine all condensed carbon you come across, as you will need 125 condensed carbon in your inventory before you leave the planet, as you will need it to refine into 250 carbon to install your hyperdrive. Mine all the copper you can get, and do not leave the planet with less than 650 copper in your inventory, which you will refine to 325 chromatic metal to install in your hyperdrive. Here, I found magnetized ferrite. Once you fully install the advanced mining laser, you will complete the milestone from the ashes. Collect your reward for the personal refiner blueprints and install it. It will require 140 oxygen, 110 condensed carbon, and 2 metal plating. Install the teleport receiver into your ship. Since I had magnetized ferrite, I used it on my launch thruster. I also fixed my pulse engine now. If you find a cave, scan the hanging stalactites and mine them. You can mine the stalagmites too. Also scan the marrow plant. You are looking for cobalt and getting some extra silver in the process. You don't need marrow bulbs, just scan the plant. Avoid the hazardous flora and don't mine them. Don't mine any hazardous flora until you have your second ship. You should be able to fix one damaged part of your multi-tool with the cobalt. Use your scanner to find the condensed carbon you need. It shows as a red diamond with C+ written in it. As soon as you can fully install the personal refiner, then fill it with condensed carbon fuel, add silicate powder and dihydrogen to make 45 deuterium. Collect the reward for the self-reliance milestone and install the tech exosuit upgrades you received, remembering to square them up. Now you are ready to fix the launch thrusters, but before you leave the planet, make sure you have 650 copper or 325 chromatic metal, and 125 condensed carbon or 250 carbon. Collect the reward for an unlikely escape and head straight to the space station. Install the upgrade you received. Square up as much as possible. Enter the space station, head upstairs to the right to the shop terminal. Sell everything you don't need, like wriggling tacks, writhing manuscript, flesh rope, your larval cores, but make sure you hold on to your hypnotic eye and buy up all of the wiring looms they have available. Collect the reward for lights out, install the hyperdrive, refine the copper if you haven't already, and put 125 chromatic metal in, and then refine the condensed carbon if you haven't already, make 5 carbon nanotubes, make the 5 microprocessors, and fix the hyperdrive. Here I had the condensed carbon refining as I flew out of the station. As soon as you leave the space station, look for an asteroid field. It should be right by the station, and begin shooting asteroids. You will need to shoot 40 total. Focus on the brown rocks, avoid the big dark brown cross-shaped rocks, and collect some of the light blue rocks as well. When you unlock Worlds of Rock and Ice, collect the reward and make sure you have at least 40 gold and at least 40 silver before you leave. If you have any gold nuggets, extract the gold from them until you get your 40 gold. I suggest transferring it from your ship inventory to your exosuit inventory. Do not install the inventory slots in this ship from your milestone. Feel the hyperdrive, open the galaxy map, make sure you are on the expedition route, and jump to the next system. Collect the reward for independent people, and then jump to the next system on the expedition route, and then the next, which will be a dissonant system. Find the flourishing, dissonant planet called Radix, and fly to it. On this planet, mine all of the radiant shards you come across, and also mine at least 100 Atlantidium from living crystals. Collect the reward for Call of the Void. Whenever you see a creature or plant, scan it. You will need to scan every creature on this planet. Mine all the sodium nitrate you find, and collect all the sodium plants, as you will need it for your shields soon. There are 10 creatures on this planet, 5 in the sky, 2 in the water, 1 on the ground, and 2 underground. If it is nighttime at any time on this planet, select the milestone A Still Small Voice from Phase 5 and stare at the night sky for 60 seconds. Land your ship near water. Create creature pellets and use them when you see a butterfly creature nearby. If you are trying to go fast, don't be picky about the butterfly. Jump in the water and scan the 2 life forms. Mine this mineral for salt until you have 100 salt. Collect crystal sulfide. There are 3 on each of these. You will need to find 4 of them. Watch out for heat damage. Be sure to monitor your oxygen levels. Surface or collect kelp pods if you run too low. Return to your ship. Make sure you have a decent amount of sodium and then pick a fight with a corrupt sentinel while near your ship. Summon your ship before you pick the fight if it isn't nearby. This is the most dangerous part of the whole expedition. Once a corrupt swarm is in progress, hop in your ship and fly into space. You will need to defeat 3 waves of Sentinel ships before you spawn the Sentinel capital ship. Do this by lasering down their shields and then hitting them with a rocket and finish them off with lasers. Between each wave, refuel your shields with sodium or sodium nitrate. Once the capital ship spawns, you will need to fly in close and destroy the 4 shield generators, which look like 2 spiky balls on both sides of the ship. Keep an eye on your shields, refuel them as necessary. Once the shields are down, shoot at the ship but still monitor your shields, use rockets whenever you can. You will get an AI fragment when the capital ship is defeated. Go back to the planet, and once you enter the atmosphere, use the AI fragment to ping a crashed Sentinel ship. It pings as a dissonant spike coordinates. Follow the coordinates to the ship. Don't worry about the ship's class, it will be upgraded during the expedition. Grab the 3 items in the crashed ship's inventory. Use your scanner to find a dissonant resonator. Destroy it for an inverted mirror. Avoid fighting the corrupt sentinels. Escape on your pet if necessary, as they won't attack you on your pet. Don't forget to collect radiant shards as you see them, as they power the Sentinel ship. Use the Hyaline brain to scan for an ancient site. Travel to it, interact with it, and present the brain. Return to the crashed Sentinel ship and claim it. Make sure to park nearby or summon your ship next to it. Transfer your old ship's tech and inventory to the near ship. Square up where possible. Repair your multi-tool if possible, and claim rewards for Make, Do, and Mend. Add your multi-tool tech slots. My Time on Your Feet milestone finished here. Collect the rewards for Abandonment and install the upgrades. Kill 9 hazardous flora. You can find them with the scanner if you have the milestone selected. Collect the reward for In the Weeds and install all tech slots on your ship. Tech slots are better than inventory for this expedition in my opinion. Build a signal booster, select the milestone, the Faintest Echo, and scan for transmitters. Make sure to pick up the signal booster and travel to the holographic comms tower. Make sure to chart the waypoint. Climb the tower, use sodium or sodium nitrate to power the comms tower, transmit the signal, scan for signals, boost the receiver power, and collect the reward for the Faintest Echo. Build the signal booster again and select the Nameless History milestone and scan for ruins. Be sure to pick up the signal booster, fly to the ruins, interact with them, and repeat this until the milestone is complete. You should have one planetary chart in your inventory, and you should use that for one of the ruins to save a surge battery. Collect the reward for Nameless History and install the upgrades. Remember to be on the lookout for creatures and plants that you haven't scanned yet while you do this and the next milestone. Now fly up a little bit off the ground and scan, looking for blue house icons. It works best if you either don't fly forward or fly forward very slowly. When you find one, fly to it, land, and chart the waypoint, and repeat. You will need a total of 12 waypoints charted to complete it. Collect the rewards for Signs to Nowhere. Fly back to the water, enter the water, build the Nautilon Geobay. Enter the Nautilon, install the high power sonar. Now go to the quick menu and select the sonar and scan for crashed freighters. Exit the Nautilon, return to your ship and fly to the ping. Land as close to the ping as possible, jump in the water, summon your Nautilon, and pilot it to the sunken freighter. Interact with the freighter, collect a reward for Fathoms of the Deep, and return to your ship. If you haven't scanned every creature on the planet yet, now is the time to find the last one or two. This one was pretty elusive for me in this playthrough. If you go into your discovery panel and select fauna, it will show you at the bottom the location of the last few creatures you have to find. Once you have every creature scanned, go to your Discovery tab, click the fauna, and upload data for 2,500 nanites and collect a reward for quantum foam and install the new tech. We are finally ready to leave this planet, but not the system just yet. Hop in your ship and exit the atmosphere, go into your inventory and activate the emergency scanner. Now you just need to fly using your pulse engine until you get a signal. Once you get a signal, stop, and you should see a derelict freighter. Land on the landing pad on the freighter, and exit your ship. You'll see floating canisters on the way in, try and collect those as you go. A lot of them contain sodium and oxygen that will help you succeed on this milestone. Pay attention to the blue heater on the left of the terminal. You are going to want to look for these while you are inside the freighter as they regulate your temperature and save you sodium. Walk up to the terminal, click through the prompts, and open the sealed door. When you enter, there will be an active mission called Lost in Space, which you will need to complete in order to get the Dereliction milestone. Throughout the freighter, you will find lootable lockers, trunks, and cases that can have pretty cool stuff in them. However, if you're trying to go fast and aren't keeping this character, you really don't need this stuff. The minimum requirement is to find 3 terminals inside the freighter, not counting the one you used to open the door, and to interact with them all to get the key items for the quest. When you get the milestone, jump in the teleporter and return to your ship. Collect your reward for Dereliction, which will give you a C-class freighter. If you're keeping this character, I suggest refusing the freighter. Activate Rendezvous 1 and go to the galaxy map on the expedition route. Rendezvous 1 should be the next system over, warp to it. There is a planet with ancient bones. Let's go there to finish Life Reimagined, scan some animals, and finish Bones to Dust. Scan all the creatures and plants you come across. You should scan any sodium, deuterium, and oxygen plants you come across. You should also scan any hazardous flora you come across. Activate your visor and look for natural burial sites. These are your ancient bone locations. Oftentimes you will find multiple in one spot. It typically takes me 2 to 3 areas. I finished Life Reimagined here and installed my upgrades. Here is an area with lots of bones. I could have done the whole milestone here. If you get a full inventory, you can dump the bones after you pick them up if you want. Collect your reward for Bones to Dust and summon your ship. Fly to Rendezvous 1, which should have a visible marker. If it doesn't, go into your expedition and select the milestone as the active quest. The marker is approximate. You can summon your companion to get to the rendezvous point quicker. Use your visor and scanner to point you in the right direction. Scan all creatures you encounter on the way. When you arrive, summon your ship, collect your rewards, upgrade your exosuit, I use tech slot, and leave the planet. Open the galaxy chart and select the next system on the expedition route. Find the planet with the activated copper and travel to it. This is an extreme planet, so monitor your hazard protection and refill as necessary. Put on your visor and look for an activated copper node. Scan all animals, and if you still need any, plants as well. Mine at least 100 activated copper, and once you have it, summon your ship and leave the planet. As soon as you have left the atmosphere, summon the anomaly and enter it. If Amidst the Stars is active, you should see an icon after you go upstairs that will lead you to the Prime Terminal. Interact with it and it will give you the plans for a Mind Arc. Build it with a 100 Atlantidium, 100 activated copper, and the Hypnotic Eye. Use the Prime Terminal again and it gives you coordinates. Follow the coordinates to a portal, activate it, and go through it. Someone may have built a base over it, but it shouldn't be too big of an issue. You can report the base if it confuses you. If you report it, the base should disappear. You will end up floating in space. This is normal. After a minute or so, you will end up on a new planet. Find your ship icon and head towards it, scanning all the creatures on the way. Some of these creatures will be aggressive. Once you get to your ship, collect the rewards for Amidst the Stars, install the cadmium drive, and build it. If you need chromatic metal, refine copper or activated copper. Once you have the cadmium drive installed, leave the planet and open your galaxy chart. If you are smarter than I was, you can go to the space station now and buy all of the wiring looms they have available. Otherwise, you will have to make an extra jump or two later. Switch to Free Explore and find a route to the nearest red star system. Every planet in a red star system will have cadmium or activated cadmium. We do not want activated cadmium. Land on a planet with cadmium, use your visor, find a cadmium node, and head to it. Scan all creatures you come across. I got my Not Alone milestone here. Mine the node when you get to it. You need 250 cadmium. Install the Emerald drive and leave the planet. Open the galaxy chart, Free Explore mode, find the nearest green system, mine 250 Emerald, install the Indium drive, and leave the planet. Now choose the It's Alive milestone quest, select Mission Route, and follow the route. Look at your discovery chart when you get to the target system. Look for clues that might have been left by players in the titles of planets or base names. If you aren't lucky, you will need to land on planets until you find the right one. When you land, the quest should tell you whether there is synthetic life on the planet, but if it doesn't, look at your Discovery tab at the fauna and see if there are exactly 2 fauna. If there are, you are on the right planet. Find one of each and scan them, and then you will need to do the full process again to find one more. When you find another synthetic life form, collect a reward for It's Alive. I like to adopt one of the synthetic creatures because they're very fast. Select Rendezvous 2 and follow the expedition route. You can now warp many systems at once, so just chart out the path all the way to Rendezvous 2. Land on the marker and follow your scanner to the location of Rendezvous Point 2. I ride the synthetic creature personally. Collect your reward for Rendezvous 2. I add text slots. Now look at the mountains around you. Fly to the top of the largest one and activate all that you survey. If you do not get the milestone on the first peak, look for a taller one. There is a peak right near Rendezvous 2 that meets the requirements. There will also be structures people have built to meet the requirements nearby, so you can always climb one of those, or you can build one yourself if you don't have the patience to hunt it down. Collect the reward for all that you survey and the reward for Phase 2, install all tech, and leave the planet. Select To Dream of Stars and activate your pulse engine until the screen on your ship reads Delta Waves. Follow the prompts and collect a reward, install your tech. Open your galaxy chart and map the expedition route to Rendezvous 3. Head to the Rendezvous 3 marker, use your scanner to find the rendezvous point. I fly the butterfly creature personally. Collect the reward for Rendezvous 3, collect the reward for Phase 3, upgrade your multi-tool. Leave the planet, select To Dream of Freedom, use the pulse engine. You will probably be interrupted by a freighter, skip through the prompts, activate the pulse engine again until the screen says Delta Waves. Click through the prompts, collect the reward for To Dream of Freedom, install the tech. Select Rendezvous 4, use the galaxy map to chart as close to Rendezvous 4 as possible, make the jump, chart the rest of the route, make the jump, follow the marker. I use the butterfly creature to get to the rendezvous point, collect a reward for Rendezvous 4, install the extra exosuit slots. It doesn't even matter where they are because you're so close to the end. Leave the planet, select To Dream of Sleep, pulse to Delta Waves, click through prompts, collect a reward. Select Rendezvous 5, chart the expedition route all the way to the marker, warp, fly to the marker. If you see a couple people or ships nearby, that's probably the rendezvous point. Otherwise, get there the usual way. Collect the reward for Rendezvous 5. Go to the build menu and build a nutrient processor. Put 1 Fecium in the processor to make a wild yeast. Put 1 heptaloid wheat in the processor to make 1 flour. Put the flour and the yeast in to make 1 dough. Put the dough in to make bread. Collect the reward for Buy Bread Alone. Go to the build menu and build a signal booster. You probably need to craft 1 surge battery. Select Ghost in the Machine. Scan for boundary failure. It will ping off planet. Fly to the marker. It is a precise location. Interact with the grave. Collect the reward for Ghost in the Machine. Collect the reward for Phase 5. Collect the expedition reward. Claim your ship. Give yourself a pat on the back because you've just completed Expedition 13 Adrift. If you have any hang-ups, questions, etc., feel free to ask me in the comments. I respond to every comment I get. Also, just for fun, let me know in the comments what system you are playing on. I'm kind of curious if I have non-VR players in here, and just what format this game is most popular on. Thank you for being here and supporting my channel. It would be a huge help if you would like and subscribe. Thank you for watching, and game on.